All right. TNA in a few minutes. But before I get to it, I want to do a little bit of AEW. Unfortunately, as you guys you already know, I have a problem with my ankle. I can't stand for long periods of time. So that Wednesday, I couldn't stand. My ankle was hurting. So I did review it. I did review the entire show for Dynamite. So I'm going to tell you my thoughts about it. Not the full review of it, just my thoughts on the things I thought I need to talk about. First thing, how they're booking Kevin Knight, I do like. They are making Kevin into something interesting. And seeing that he wiped out Kenny Omega at the end of the show was good. Also taking care of Darby Allin was good. But then, I gotta say this. I must say this. What happened to Darby? Let's make this clear. If anybody thought that Darby was going to get somewhere, particularly with the TNT title, I do not see Kevin losing that title. This is not about Kevin keeping the title and becoming a two champion of the world champion and the TNT title. I don't see him getting the title from Kenny. If he does or doesn't, that's just me. I don't believe that he's going to gain that title from Kenny. Yeah, that's a little bit of foreshadowing. That's me. But what about Darby Allin? They threw him the title for 15 to 17 matches. Then they just drop him off the edge of the planet. He's supposed to be one of the pillars of the company. And now you see him like this. Where he went here, basically rode into the wheels fell off, and now he's just doing this. As a pillar, I don't see him as important. And I like Darby. I just don't like it. Now, Mick Foley, Tekla, and a little bit of Willow Nightingale. They call her Willow now. Let me give it to you like this. Was that segment good? No. It felt over-rehearsed. But was it 100% bad? No, but it felt over-rehearsed. And in the end, did the fight after the talk was alright? Yes. No problem with that. But it did feel over-rehearsed, like they were trying to make sure they got all the talking points in. And it didn't feel very organic next to Mick Foley, the guy that is the archetype for not really being the type that should be gaining any position. Look at Tekla. That's a small-ass woman. Look at Willow Nightingale. She's a big-ass woman. And in most cases, in pro wrestling over the decades, they didn't get that very far. They didn't. So seeing both of these women, and it just seemed so over-rehearsed, didn't feel right for me. The fight was fine afterward, and seeing Mick Foley being there was alright. The matches were all generally alright. Seeing that CNC got their asses handed to them by Claudio and Pac. But I don't get why they're challenging Pac and Claudio instead of Claudio and Pac challenging them. That made no sense. And I'll be so happy if Sheamus does go to AEW. I do not think he'll do well in TNA. Not because he couldn't get it done, but when it comes to TNA, in this situation, yes, it would be pretty good with him being there. But do I believe he should go there? No, he should be with Claudio. I'm being honest here. I want to see New Day in TNA, and I want to see Sheamus with Claudio. Claudio Castagnoli. I want to see him there with him because as the Bar, they were chef's kiss. I'm sorry. I don't say that often, but I gotta say it. It is that good they were together. They had such a chemistry as a tag team. They need to be together. And let me give it to you like this. The last thing I'm going to talk about before I get to TNA. What was that? We got a no DQ match with Divine Dominion versus the Sisters of Sin. Why? Where are the other tag teams? The Dominion won, but where are the other tag teams? Why is Harley Cameron not with somebody right now, unless she's still injured. I think she was injured at one point. I don't know if she's back yet. And if she is back, she's probably on Collision or worse, ROH. I'm just saying. That's what I'm going to talk about. I know there was more. It's time to get to TNA. Let me tell you this. You already see the title. You already see my thumbnail. I put a question mark on the thumbnail about what Nick was saying. I'll explain that in a minute. But I want to say this. Was this a good show? It was okay. It gave us some twists. And I do believe that might be some of the influence from Road Dogg. I do believe that. The way this show went doesn't follow the criteria of what a Delirious would do. Or a Tommy Dreamer. This booking seemed different. Is it better booking? Can't say yet. Like I said before, and I'm saying this right now before I get to the show, I'm saying this. We do not know what the effect of the booking will be. Just because Road Dogg is there now does not mean we're going to have great booking. First things first, he's going to have to learn the ropes of TNA. He's been working with WWE for years, so he's going to have to learn the new ropes of TNA with Carlos Silva as the president and the current CEO of Anthem, who owns TNA. So he will have to learn, okay, I went from one corporation to another corporation, because that's the deal. So we won't know if the booking is going to be better for about 1 year. 1 year, not a few months, a whole year, because it's going to depend on how this entire thing is going to be booked. Because if they do long-term booking, it's going to take a year to really see if they're going to do it. That's if they do it. Now, Moose and Elijah versus AJ Francis and Kaz. This really didn't give me anything. Really didn't. Now, mind you, this is supposed to lead for a match between Moose and Kaz. Because neither one of them ever faced each other in TNA, ever. I don't know if they did it outside of TNA. I'm sure maybe they did a couple of matches. They might have. But in TNA in general, they never touched. So that is what we're leading to. So, we didn't get anything very important. But except for one. Expression. If I'm pronouncing his name right, because I really don't like him. Not that I don't like the person who is doing the character of Expression. I don't know him. And I'm not saying he's a bad guy. But Expression as a manager just doesn't make any sense to me. It just doesn't. AJ Francis is charismatic enough that he can get it done by himself. He doesn't need a mouthpiece. He feels like an afterthought, a waste. I would rather see Expression with somebody else. Hell, you could put Expression with Ricky Salsa. And then I wouldn't have a problem with him. Because I think Expression, he is charismatic. He can do a little bit of stunts. Because look what happened at the end of the match. Because the faces did win. Expression, no, AJ Francis was the one who won. Elijah had to eat it. Expression was going to hit Elijah in the back with that guitar. He didn't get the option. He got basically a tombstone for his services. And did he overact, particularly with his legs going like this? Like a lady, just open up those legs and say, just take me now. Yes. Because that's what he is. He's a lady that's saying, please spread your legs, eagle. Take me now. That's what he did. But the thing, I can't believe I just said that. I'm just saying that Expression working with AJ Francis makes no damn sense. Pair him with someone who's not very good at talking. I'm sorry. I'm saying it right now. Let me give you an example. Let's go to the segment for, not Order 4, but for the System. And them talking about how they beat everybody. They beat Eichner, Ricky Sosa, and now because Stone was going to have a match against Alicia, we get that. But Ricky Sosa came out. So did, and this is what hurt Ricky Sosa, a Leon Slater. I've said this for 2 years. When it comes to Leon, it's not about his accent that gives him his charismatic persona. He's just naturally charismatic. He's very smooth the way he talks. He's organic. He's quick-witted like this, just going like that. You can feel it when you see his segments. Does he stumble? Yes. But you can tell from the very beginning that he legitimately is into wrestling and he's dialed in how he talks to the people. Ricky is not. Only thing he has is his height, his look, so that's it. And it's not enough. I'm sorry. I am not against Ricky Sosa. I'm not. He's a good wrestler. He has a good look. He has a good theme song. But it does not mean he's a great wrestler. He's not even close. And he needs a lot of work. And when you see him paired with a Leon Slater who was already charismatic before he even came to TNA, remember what I said about him and Devon Evans? If you pair Devon Evans with a Leon Slater, what did you have? Leon Slater had charisma. He knew how to talk. He could hold a segment. That's the reason why they paired him with the Hardys, to work on his ring work to make him a little better. But when you see a Devon Evans, he had good work in the ring and he had a great amount of people to work with, but his charisma was bad. His mic work was bad. Trying to talk like someone in the projects did not make him better. I'm sorry. It didn't work for me. Being bouncy was not enough. He had to learn how to talk. He had to learn how to be able to find himself. And that's what he did with Ricky Saints. That's what he did with, who else did he had Josh Briggs he dealt with. He dealt with a little bit of Trick Willie. He dealt with a little bit of Obafemi. He also dealt with a little bit of everybody else. And it took time for him to finally get that character, the attitude that he needed. Because talking a certain way does not mean you're cool. Just isn't. And Ricky Sosa, who was talking, saying that you think you're better than me, you're not. You beat me, but it doesn't mean anything unless you have to cheat, didn't feel impactful. Not until Leon Slater came out. I thought Eichner was going to come out. He didn't. So next week they're going to have a match. But it was pretty much the charismatic new enigma of Leon Slater, who we already know he's leaving the company soon. I already heard the rumors, and it looks like he might go. But until we see him gone, and it's only Ricky Sosa by himself, that is when I'm going to say, okay, he's gone. Just like what happened with Mike Santana. And you guys know what I said about Mike in my comments. I am worried for him. I do not know they're going to treat him right. I'm being honest here. As much as he's going to get more money, more exposure, more for his family, I don't know if he's going to get it fair, because look what happened to Jordan Grace. They said, and someone left a comment below, oh, they have nothing for her. It doesn't make a difference having nothing for her. Put on damn TV. Ugh. You're telling me you don't want to put Jordan Grace on television. Jordan Grace, one of the best women's wrestlers, that even if you don't have anything for her, people would love to see her. And you kept her off TV for months. Please. That's what I'm worried about when it comes to Mike Santana. They won't have anything for him. They'll just leave him in the back. And instead of just letting him just go out there and having more bodies on TV, because they keep refusing to use anybody but the same people, it's what you get. That segment, okay. But it took Leon Slater, going back to it. Next match, the Knockouts match. This I was surprised. You have Wendy Chu, no problem. Still looking good. Elena Black, still looking good. I don't mean to be insulting. I'm not doing that. Look, the girl was like this. Now she's like, here. This was Elena Black. This is now Elena Black. She's still good looking. Just more booby. And we had an okay match. But the time limit ran out and they both basically DQ'd in a sense. I mean, they're not disqualified, but in a sense they are, because one of the rules for the Knockouts television title to go into the tournament is you got to do it in 10 minutes, and they didn't get the opportunity. They couldn't beat each other. So they're both out. M has moved forward, but this is where it gets interesting. You literally got Zaya coming out as both, well, Elena complaining. She grabs her, pulls out the ring, hits the steps with her. Wendy comes out, tries to defend her, gets nailed as well. The champ is holding up the title. I might put a picture in. It'll be in my face. What does this mean for Elena Black? Don't know. What does it mean for Zaya? Do we actually have our next challenger now? Maybe. Seeing that her and Wendy shook hands, and that's her and Elena Black, because they did have history together. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. But now the question is, has Elena Black gotten another chance at a title picture because she's out now? Because you saw her looking at that title after she walked away after shaking Wendy's hand with respect, even if she was pissed. Don't know. Maybe. Maybe that'll start a lockdown if they start building it now. Moving on. All right. Let's get to the next match, which was a TNA and AMC Plus exclusive match. What? So, they don't want to just say it's an Impact match. It's on the app. And since we now know that executives demand TNA, they literally demand them to do things within time and very little to no editing. They want it as organic as possible. We get this match. Mr. Elegance versus BDE. Let me get you like this. BDE's had about 50-something matches. I don't expect him to win anything for quite a while. This is all something for BDE to be building into. It's like they're trying to build slowly into him getting more and more matches against people who have way more experience than him, which is fine. There's no problem with that. But in the end, you got Mr. Elegance winning his match. And the Iceman still like this with the tape over his eyes like this. You can't see nothing. So what happened if he grabs M or header by Elegance's boobs by accident? I would love to be him. I'm sorry, I wouldn't mind if they would let me. But you get my point. We get this. Mr. Elegance is getting more wins. BTE is still getting more experience. But why is it on TNA Plus and AMC Plus? And more than that, why is it on TV? Could it be that there was a mistake or something done and they needed more to be inserted? Because that's editing. And the executives of AMC don't like that. So something must have happened. I'm just saying. Next, the next Knockout TV title match. Not title, tournament match. Stone versus Alicia. Let's make this clear. Jada Stone. Do I like her? She's okay. Does she have character? No. Not yet. Is she charismatic? Yes. But does she have character? No. There's a difference between someone can be charismatic, but they're not built to have a character, and someone who has a character and they got no charisma. And when you look at Jada, she's got charisma, but she has no character. All she does are matches, and that's all she's doing. And to be honest, that's not enough. She needs more. They got to book her better. Then you look at Alicia, who's with the system, who's been with them for a while, and let's be honest, I'm not against Alicia. I like Alicia as a manager. She's always been a decent manager. She knew how to be able to push people's buttons to piss them off or to get sympathy. So she's done great. But is she a great wrestler? No. That's not meant to be a knock against her. She's just not a great wrestler. She's a good wrestler that can get some stuff done, but she's not great. And the match showed. Because you could see that during that match, Alicia was doing her best, but Jada literally, who is a better wrestler than her, had to crank it from here to here. And when she didn't, it looked sloppy. Not because Jada was bad, it's just Alicia couldn't keep up with her. In the end, Jada won. I'm not surprised. But in the end, you can see that they're going to have some feud between the two. Okay. Not bad, not good, but it's okay. Now, let's get to the segment in the back. The one that was the most interesting. That was Order 4. The vote by not the fans online, not the fans at the arena they're at in Albany. No, the wrestlers themselves must vote on which one of them should be the next opponent for the International Championship. And they can't use their own name. It's got to be someone else they believe deserves it. It was interesting. Another twist on the open challenge. Even though it's not an open challenge. Because that's how they're booking it. It's not an open challenge anymore. But it started as an open challenge. It has now become no open challenge, but it is kind of an open challenge. That's what they're trying to say with the International Championship. Whenever they finally do it, it's going to be an open challenge. Sort of. But not. They chose Hunch. Sorry, not Hodge. Hunch. And I almost forgot. Skylar got complimented by Miss Moore. But I just had to mention that. But, interesting. Ali says, oh, they're ribbing you. You actually think you deserve this? They're ribbing you. No. Just go and tell Daria that this is a joke. He's going like, and he keeps getting cut off. That's Hunch. Keeps getting cut off, and he's told to go and do it, get it done. Eventually he comes back, and Mustafa Ali says, got it done? He says, well, here's the thing. I spoke to Leon, and I also spoke to my wife. And they reminded me, I've earned this. And you can see Ali getting pissed off. He said, what are you doing? You actually think you deserve it? And he says, look, I've been with you when you were at the bottom. Literally. There's no disrespect. He didn't say this, but that's what he's trying to say. Look, I've been with you from the top to the bottom. There's no disrespect. But I've earned this. So next week, it's time. With respect. And Ali is going, oh, are you kidding me? This will be the second time Ali will be facing Hunch. But this time will be for a title. Before it was just to teach him a lesson that he would not be listening to the leader of Order 4. Because he didn't listen the last time. And he got his ass whooped. So now it's for a title. The big question is, does this mean Hunch is now going to be leaving Order 4? Or are they just going to have a regular match where Hunch could at least do a good showing? Because they don't really have any idea who they want to put him up against. I don't know. We will find out. Now, if I'm forgetting anything, which I'm not, the final match and the deletion. I didn't forget the Hardy compound. Let me say this. I'm going to only say briefly because my ankle's actually hurting. I'm going to make this brief. When it comes to the Hardy compound, did I like it? Yes. Did I like now the Ultimate Goats and then you see the Antichrist of Jeff Hardy? I liked it. The entire thing wasn't done that badly. And at least it was a bit different. The kids were involved. Look. Queen Rebecca. I think I got a shot of her. She's in my face. Did that woman get a breast implant? Because those titties look big. And they look curvy. And she looked good. Unless she's wearing one hell of a good bra that's holding those suckers up. Because, yes, she's had, 4 or 5 kids now? And her titties are like so saggy and big. They have to be held back. I don't know. But they look big. And she looks skinny. And she looked good. Her kids were involved. The Hardys did what they did. You got to see the Hardys and the Righteous being friendly to each other at one point. You got to see the Lily of the Valley shove down someone's throat more than once. And then we got the Lake of Reincarnation bringing the goats of TNA. But then one of them, like I said, didn't want to do the GOAT. He wanted to do the Antichrist. So now you got Antichrist Matt Hardy. The one that a lot of people did not like when you saw him drunk and wasted on TV with Sting in 2000, I believe, 11. He's at least taking a little bit of that character. Let me give it to you like this. I did like it. I kind of wish it was the same for the pay-per-view, the last one, or the new one. I kind of think it should have been saved for that. And people would have liked it. But they didn't go there. This is what we got, and let's move on. Final match. Casey Navarro versus Nick Nimitz for the TNA World title. Oh. Now, I'm going to say this right now. I don't need to, but I'm going to say it now. Could we be tricked here? And we're going to get a rematch of this on the 23rd, I believe, of August. Possible. Do I believe so? No. But we could. It counts on how they're going to book Casey from this moment on. Because Casey did such a good job with that match. This match should have been set for Lockdown. I'm being honest here. If they're not going to run this back in August, because they're going to do something with Casey, that he gets another opportunity to go up against Nick Nimitz again, I'm going to say right now, this should have been saved for Lockdown. I know that Lockdown is going to be all in cages, but I'm telling you right now, this should have been saved for the pay-per-view if Casey is not, and I repeat, not going to be involved in anything of the world title at Lockdown. There's no title match, and I believe he should get another shot at this because he's been built pretty well. His mic work has been good. His ring work has been good. And I do like Casey. I always thought he was unique. Don't like the pink hair, but I always thought he'd done a pretty good job as the blessed one. But now the big question is, are they going to give him another shot at the title at Lockdown? Because then I'll understand why he lost here. They just wanted to do a match, and then they do him down here, and he has to rise back up because maybe they'll do some type of tournament or some type of match or something. Not tournament. Well, maybe they do a gauntlet match. Maybe they will do a tournament for the men because they still got the women's TV title tournament. Maybe they will do something. Maybe they do a battle royal. I don't know. But if they do something, Casey has to win and get another crack at the title because I do believe they will make a great match out of that. But this is just me, and I hope you enjoy this. Please give me a comment below. Sorry that I couldn't do my Dynamite review the way I wanted to, but I can't do anything. I have a ruptured Achilles on my good leg. I can't do anything. If my ankle hurts, I can't stand because it's hurting. I gotta rest. Sorry, guys. Peace.